matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original Baby Shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
I don't know what the factors are. If someone's going to poach your player, they ain't waiting on the spring game to look at it. They already got him. The agent's already worked for 3-4 weeks of calling this team. How much you going to give him? Well, that's not enough because I got this much from – that's already been in the works. So I don't know that the spring game is going to cost you a player or not. So that didn't. And the other thing, too, is I think we owe the state of Arkansas the opportunity to come see their team play.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And we are back at the Great American Conference Tournament here at Fort Smith. Southside Henderson State Reddies just dumped on the floor practice. Tommy, you got a nod of respect from, I'm assuming that's their head coach right down there.
Yeah, that's Jimmy. He's down there. Yeah,
gotcha. Said hi before the game as we get going here this morning. We're going to be here the next 2 hours. Really appreciate Great American Conference Commissioner Will Pruitt having us out here, as well as Michael Beaumont, the Director of Athletics at Fort Smith Public Schools. Action yesterday. Harding defeated Southern Arkansas on the women's side of things, and also Southern Nazarene defeated East Central. Ouachita Baptist on the mid-advance over Northwestern Oklahoma State, and then Southern Nazarene, the 1 seed in the men's, also advanced. We had 4 games yesterday, Tommy. We'll have, 8 games yesterday.
Well, 4 games yesterday.
I was right the first time. 4 games yesterday, and we'll have several games again today.
Have 4 again today. Difference is the ladies are going to play early today in kind of the setup. They'll play at noon and at 2:15 today. I'm looking over my bracket here. Friday, noon, Southeastern Oklahoma State, Southwestern Oklahoma State play, and then at 2:15 it's Oklahoma Baptist and Northwestern Oklahoma State. So you can come out and see some really good women's basketball today. And then tonight, the men will take the court in back-to-back games. At 5:45, Oklahoma Baptist will play Henderson State, who's having their walkthrough right now. And then at 8 o'clock tonight, it will be Harding and Southwestern Oklahoma State. So all the teams that have won yesterday and the teams that win today will meet up in tomorrow's semifinal action here at Fort Smith Southside in the Great American Conference Tournament, and work their way towards the championship and an automatic bid to the NCAA Field of 64. For Division II that will be handed out here on Sunday. Brought to you by QC Kinetics. It's a Fast Break Friday. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and these are sweeping the nation. Orthobiologic cellular therapies. Boy, that's a mouthful. Maybe you've heard of PRP. If you've got aching knees, joints, back, hip, shoulders, old injuries that won't go away, still nag you, arthritis pain. There's a better way than surgery, drugs, and downtime. QC Kinetics can help you with that and, not put you down and out of the things you love doing for the months ahead this summer. 479-999-1234. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
I wanted to chuck up a three-pointer during an intermission, but the guys got on here pretty quick. I noticed that, walked into Teague Law Firm yesterday, and Derek and Zach were wearing the exact same white polo. We are wearing the exact same pink polo.
We didn't plan well today. So if you're watching on the live stream, we are either dressed very well or very poorly. I'm not sure.
You're not wearing a pink pullover too, are you?
I don't have. I wasn't given that gear upon signing up. So no.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. Be thankful. It's not.
Really
is it pink? I'm not sure what this.
Maybe salmon.
Coral. Salmon. Yeah, it's not pink.
Sounds manlier.
Yeah.
When you say it.
This happens from time to time when
we do not rehearse.
When we we don't exactly have a wardrobe meeting every morning, but it does happen from time to time.
My closet. I don't know how you dress, but in my closet, I just cycle through. So when something's just comes out of the dryer, I put it at the very end of the closet, and I just cycle through it the entire time.
I've got short sleeve shirts on the left. And work shirts to the back of that, and that's on the left of my closet. On the right is the pullovers. The winter wear, and in the back of that's the pants. And when I first put it all in there, I had it or sorted by color. So, all right, here's all the khaki pants, here's all the black shirts, and then, over time it's just turned back into a mess. But I still get the shirts on one side and the hoodies and the pullovers on the other.
Yeah,
so.
I separate my closet as well. Tyler and Greenwood texting in. Ty, what did you do on Derek and Zach and DQ's Crane Automotive Bum of the Week? I dinged a car accidentally, but I did leave a note. That still wasn't good enough for DQ. I don't know what I did to get on.
What were you supposed to do? Just wait till that person came out?
That's what I thought. I think after settling with our listeners yesterday, that BE says he doesn't even use a closet. He just, I don't know if he throws
Don't use a closet.
He throws it on the floor. Or
one good chair in the corner works as good as a closet.
He says he has a clean pile and a dirty pile. That's how he separates it.
Savage.
Well, we'll tell you more about some basketball news coming out of here. The big basketball news for Arkansas yesterday being Duke and the Arkansas Razorbacks will be meeting in Chicago for the 2025 CBS Sports Thanksgiving Classic. Last year, I guess the game was played against Illinois kind of late afternoon. This game's going to be at 7 o'clock on CBS and Paramount Plus. I guess it'll follow that NFL game, assuming that's said. I don't think I saw that in the notes, but assuming it does. Duke's got the number 1 recruiting class in the country for next year. Arkansas's at number 4. We'll see if they climb the ladder. If Nate Ament, who's going to be in town this weekend, ends up committing to Arkansas. You had over 5 million people that watched the Arkansas and Illinois game last year, and because of the magnitude that Duke brings as a cachet in a basketball program, I would guess that number's going to exponentially jump this next year.
You mentioned it was going to be just following an NFL game.
I didn't see that. Maybe I didn't see that.
But I think you're right.
That's just I think it's speculation on our part based on
what Thanksgiving Day. We know what they put on TV, so I think your assumption is safe. But Cal teased us a while back that there was a game coming that was going to be huge. That he bragged about how the television audience was going to be maybe bigger than anything we've ever seen. This is, and we speculated, and we kind of got off the conversation because the story went cold, and now the headline for that. So people can start making plans. Thanksgiving's such a traditional family time, but Chicago would be a great place to be Thanksgiving Day to watch the Razorbacks play Duke. I'm going to guess that will be a hard ticket.
I text 3 different Arkansas alumni yesterday who live in the Chicago area, and they all told me they're going. And I think that's just a small sample size of what is to come, like you said. Now, I'm going to guess they're playing, based on Cal's comments, they're still going to play that New York game. I would say on the flip side, and listen, this is awesome. I think this is great for Razorback branding. I think this is great for recruiting. There's a lot of positives. The only negatives, and this is just a John Calipari staple, and you're going to have to get used to this as an Arkansas fan, you're not going to have marquee home games. And I think if you want to look at one bad con about this, it's you're going to play some awesome teams and some great events, but you're not going to have any games of magnitude until January in the SEC. And that's the only, on the flip side, that's the only thing I'm man, this is awesome. And then I think about it, it's I wish they would schedule outside the ACC SEC Challenge, which will have a home game this year. That's the only game that's going to matter leading up to January.
Have you seen the schedule?
Well, you don't have to. I mean, you just look at his track record.
Well, I mean,
if I'm wrong, I'll pay penance or whatever. But I guarantee you, when we get the official schedule, there's going to be a lot.
Well, there's always going to be more. I mean, you're not going to play marquee names every night. You hope for 2 or 3 you hope for 2 or 3 on the schedule and 1 or 2 in your home arena. But these are made for TV events. These are the parties we always wanted to go to, but were never invited to. And now we're getting invited to the better parties because Coach Cal's, the belle of the ball. He's interested.
Clay's chiming in, and it's a fair point from Clay. Nobody will want to come here to pay a bill. That's the downside of having it go because of the intensity level of playing Arkansas, and that's that you.
I hope you're right. I mean, right now you're not scaring them off too much, but I mean, you want this to be a place that people fear coming.
And it wasn't necessarily that. And that next year, Hutch brings up that Baylor is coming to Bud Walton this next season as well. Good addition to the conversation. I think about just having the ACC game, which we don't know the opponent yet. You and I talked earlier this morning. hopefully North Carolina maybe.
Well, here's what I hope. First of all, your exhibition game isn't against a marquee name, and maybe you're just going to lose that because I know this. The last couple of years you played Purdue and you played Kansas and you've had success in that exhibition game, and it ramped up hopes for the season that fell apart. So I'm hoping maybe this year just play a normal exhibition game or go get beat in your exhibition game. Maybe that'll turn our fate around a little bit because that big win in a game that doesn't count hasn't worked out so well, but it's sure ramped up expectations.
Yeah, it has on that. Back to the close conversation, JT texting in. I talked to him a little bit this morning. He says if he doesn't put close in correct spots, he gets in trouble. So that is an element.
Sounds like a married man.
Do you think you're cleaner than her when it comes to your closet setup and stuff? Because I talked to like some of my friends and some of my friends that are ladies. Like the ladies' closet is worse than the men's, and like the setup and everything.
If you think I'm answering that question,
nope.
I'm not putting that on the record.
Not going down.
I'll just say my closet is pretty well organized. I'm going to leave it at that.
That's a good way to answer that.
Yeah.
All right, Sean with the Fence Man coming up in just a bit. Before we do that, it's time for our opening drive.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
For the opening drive, we played a Sam Pittman clip in our open this morning. And I thought it was interesting of all the things I listened to Sam talk about on Chuck and Bo yesterday and on his meeting with the Arkansas media. The spring game, I know people are wondering about the general manager, and we've got that saved as well. But, Tommy, what do you ultimately think of Sam Pittman's decision for the spring game? Now, I thought his answer was interesting, how he talked about that, like, guys are trying to get poached or whatever, agents are already on them in before the spring game, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. And he mentioned, like, just having this event for Arkansas fans, the timing. Arkansas softball's in town the weekend against, I think, a non-conference opponent, and I think it's A&M that same weekend as well.
Coach is right on everything he's saying. The tape on the spring game isn't starting the conversation. I think we're overvaluing some of that. If a school wants to go after a player or a player's looking for an opportunity, that's going to get bared out. So, I mean, I think we're overstating what could happen as a result of the spring game and players getting poached. If your intelligence department isn't on top of that a little better and you're waiting on video to show up on the SEC network, you're already behind. So I think we're overstating the consequences of playing a spring game.
I did find it interesting how he kind of talked about the deficiencies they had on defense a little bit. Take a listen to Coach Pittman yesterday.
Defensively, I think we just don't have as many guys that we do offensively. We're not as deep, let's say that. So I think defensively, April would still would need to add another big or two inside. And then we'd certainly, secondary-wise, we need to add some guys there too. Not saying that I don't think that we can be good with the ones there defensively. I just don't know that we know enough about them to know if we've got depth or not, to be honest with you.
I like when a coach, to be honest, is vulnerable in certain situations rather than being like, yeah, we're excited about this, we're ready to go and everything else. And you got guys like Cam Ball back, you got guys like Xavier Sorey back and whatnot, but you did lose a loss, including maybe the best defensive player outside of Xavier Sorey and Landon Jackson.
Yeah, and there's instances of where you go get guys late, in April, and they make a difference. But generally, it's pretty picked over by then. So if you're needing to shore up your roster following spring, you've either had a heck of amount of injuries or you're probably in big trouble. I mean, it's just not going to be there. But there are cases where you've had difference makers come in the second portal period.
Mm-hmm. I think, if I remember right, Sorey might have been one of those guys. You've had the occasional one or two of that.
But you better not be leaning on that.
Did you watch that? You were busy yesterday. Did you watch or listen to any of that?
I've listened to some of the clips that Christian sent out to us.
Is that interesting to you right now? If it's not, that's okay. I'll avoid it the rest of the day.
No, no. Football is interesting to me. I think John Calipari / basketball, to me, the dynamic has changed. I know the season hasn't turned out for basketball, but I get a feeling, maybe my thumb's not right on the pulse, But I think people are still in tune with this basketball program. And I think once they start getting on the practice field, and honestly, once basketball season is over, people will care a lot more about what Sam Pittman has to say. But I get the feeling, and Clay's going to be with us in the next hour. He can tell me if I'm right or wrong. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. I just get the feeling John Calipari, from a media standpoint, sucks a lot of the oxygen out of the room. I don't think Dave Van Horn's words have been as parsed over at this point as they have been in previous seasons. I don't think Sam Pittman's words going into spring practice are as analyzed as they've once been. I think, am I right or wrong? John Calipari has really hogged a little bit of the spotlight that those guys have gotten in this time of the year, this calendar point in the cycle.
And you've also got a team that's on the brink of potentially making the NCAA.
Well, they're interested.
Yeah.
It may not be great, but this basketball team is interesting.
Because you've got a pretty, I don't know if it's 50-50, but you've got a good chunk of Arkansas fans that are on both sides of whether this team's making the NCAA tournament or not. All right, that is your opening drive here this morning. We're live at the Great American Conference Tournament here at Fort Smith Southside. Our opening drive always brought to you by Ethan Adamson and his team at First Financial Mortgage. Bree, Ethan, their entire team can help you out. He is my mortgage lender, over 300 five-star reviews. If you have any questions, give him a call at 479-782-9300. I know some of you are starting to get your tax returns back. You want to ask about quotes, you just have any question under the sun, refinancing, give him a call, 479-782-9300, or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. Our buddy Sean is on the road right now, headed to Little Rock, Arkansas, still taking time out of his day to join us. Sean, how is your Friday treating you thus far?
So far, pretty good, man. We can't complain. I've already made a sale this morning before I left for go to Little Rock.
There you go.
That's a great thing.
That's a good Friday.
I passed by your I passed by your shop for the first time yesterday. I'd never seen it before. I didn't realize how big it was, man.
We are very blessed. We are not your average, guy with a single truck and trailer. I run about 5 installation crews, which allows us to, really service our customers in a pretty, expedient manner. And again, I have another crew that's my access control crew. So add that. That's 6 crews that I got running around trying to, service the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas and give them a good quality fence and some great security and access control.
Heck yeah, man. All right, let's get into our picks from last week and then talk about who we think it's going to win college basketball tomorrow in the final games of the regular season in the SEC. The Wildcats hosted the #1 Auburn Tigers. Tommy, does Auburn get its second SEC loss of the season tomorrow in Lexington?
No.
I'm going to take Kentucky in this one, Sean.
No, Auburn's going to take it.
Bama at Tennessee. What happens in this one, Tommy?
Bama.
I'm also going to take Bama.
Go Vols all the way.
A&M at Florida. But I like Florida.
Give me Florida.
John, what do you think, man?
You guys know I have to go with the Aggies.
Who's the leading scorer for the Arkansas Razorbacks against the Gamecocks? I'm going to say John L. Davis is the guy.
I'm going to stay with your pick. I think that was the best one. Harder or not?
Do you think the Hogs are a favorite, Tommy?
Yes, they're going to be a road favorite, but it's not going to be as much as you think.
Do they win?
Yes, they do win by 3.
I'm just going to say they're going to lose so they win. All right, those were our picks last week. Sean, I was watching the Texas A&M game with my brother last Saturday in Dallas, and all I could think about was you. How did is your wife pretty angry after that game? Texas A&M made it interesting for a bit.
She's not a big basketball fan, I'll be honest, but she does love her Aggies. So she was like, it's okay. She's really excited for the baseball season. She's a baseball nut. So
well, y'all are gonna.
That's what we're waiting for.
Y'all are gonna have to make sure Tommy gets you some tickets for that A&M Arkansas series.
Done deal.
That is the #1 team in the country right now versus Arkansas's #3. So that's a pretty marquee series in baseball here in the next few months.
She's already tried to hit me up for that.
So do you want me to get?
Try to see it.
You want me to get you a ticket on the third base side and her, or the first base side and her on the third base side? You want me to separate you guys? So
just in case.
Yeah. So
no, I want to be right there. So when we win, I can just give her a hard time about it.
There you go.
There you go. All right, let's get into some picks for this week. Starting with the Wildcats heading to Mizzou. Kentucky taking on the Tigers. Tommy, who do you like this game in Columbia?
I'll go with Kentucky.
I also think Kentucky's going to win this game. Missouri lost to kind of a weird game earlier this week to Oklahoma, Sean, so I like Kentucky as well.
Give me Kentucky as well. I'm going to follow you guys.
All three. All right, Bama.
What's that mean? That means load up on Oklahoma people. Or maybe Missouri people.
Yeah.
Load up on Missouri.
Bama against Auburn. Auburn won the game in Tuscaloosa and Coleman earlier this season. Can they sweep Alabama in the regular season? They've already claimed the regular season title. Is enough on the line? I think this game matters more to Alabama. Even though Auburn's the better team, I'm taking the Crimson Tide on the road.
It's senior day, the final game in the jungle. I'll take Auburn, even though they don't have as much to play for in many respects as Bama.
I'm going to go with Auburn because you said it's a sweep if they take them. I think they're going to be more interested in knowing they took Alabama all the way through the season.
I agree.
All right, one more game for Big Arkansas. Ole Miss got a big upset victory over Tennessee this week. They now travel to Florida, where A&M was this last weekend. Does Florida get another marquee win before heading to Nashville for the SEC tournament?
Yes, Florida might be the best team in the conference, and I do include Auburn into that. They're playing really well right now. They're still in the conversation for a 1 seed in the tournament.
I'm also going to take the Gators. Todd Golden, I don't think he's got mentioned a lot for Coach of the Year. He might be. I'm taking Florida as well, Sean.
Well, I'm going to go Oppo Taco for you guys. I think we're going to see an upset.
Well, you might see it. Ole Miss got that. That'd be 2 big wins for Chris Beard heading into the SEC tournament. All right, the game that everyone cares about, 11 o'clock tomorrow, Mississippi State at Arkansas. I'm going to take Arkansas this one. You asked the question earlier this week about just how intense this is going to be for Bud Walton. I think you're going to see a great crowd tomorrow, Tommy.
Senior day, final game. I know it's early. I still think you will have a great crowd there. I'm taking the Razorbacks. John?
I am with you guys. I'm going to stick with my Razorbacks. I hope they end the season with a good win.
On a high note.
All right, anything you need involving fencing, gates, powered automatic gates, ornamental iron, custom iron gates, you name it, the fence man does it. 782-3936 is the number. Sean, travel safe to Little Rock, and we'll regroup next Friday right here on the Morning Rush.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, coming up, we got our hog update. We're going to hear from what happened at Live with Coach Cal last night.
It's Fast Break Friday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Bland off a screen, top of the circle, buries the three-pointer.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one baby shad. The original baby shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original baby shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
Lloyd drives it towards left field, hit deep, to the wall, out of here.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Fan. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
The Cantina chicken menu, but now it's caliente.
Si vienen por un beneficio, tengo espíritus que me cuidan. Yo soy un ángel en la tierra, me tiran la mala y no me desaniman. Bloquea del casco, cerrada el pecho, no escucho ni lo que mi mente me diga. Me puse un par de huevos bacanos pa' mi cuerpo que habla, me dice mentira.
Introducing the bold new Caliente Cantina chicken menu from Taco Bell. Here for a limited time.
It's back, the Ultimate Challenge at the Lewis Automotive Group. We're on a mission to sell 555 vehicles in the month of March, no matter what it takes. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back. All month long, get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models.
Payments start at $199 a month.
Find the ultimate selection, the ultimate discounts, the ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade. Only at the Lewis Automotive Group's Ultimate Challenge.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now.
Bag football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, so John Calipari called in his coach's show last night. Had a chance to listen to Tyler Eulis, Brad Calipari, and also Boogie Flan in person at Sassy's Barbecue and Grill. Here was Cal at the Duke game last night.
This game with Duke, my guess it'll be one of the highest rated games in a decade. And why not be there? Why not? Well, that's the games we want to play. Those are the opponents we want to play. You know we're going to have an ACC home game. You know we're going to have Baylor at home. And again, this league is still going to be what it is.
Yep. SEC doesn't look like it's slowing down next season based on what it's done this year. But yeah, you can't overlook how great that game is going to be coming in Chicago. And like you said, I think you pointed out something interesting earlier. It's March the 7th. You've got 6 months to plan this thing out if you want to go. This isn't something like the NCAA tournament kind of gets sprung on you. Sunday night, you're making plans. Hey, are we going to Lexington? Are we going to Providence? Are we going to San Francisco? You've got ample time to figure it out if, hey, we want to make a family event of this thing.
Yeah, and that'd be I think it's going to be a hard ticket because both fan bases will care about that.
Oh, yeah.
I think the location is interesting. Chicago's not by happenstance. That's a place they want to have a brand for both Duke and Arkansas. So, yeah, I think you're going to see a made-for-television college basketball event on Thanksgiving night.
All right, so we heard from John Calipari yesterday. We also heard from Sam Pittman. I know one of the questions I've asked when I've seen, Jim Nagy, who was formerly the Senior Bowl, head of that, get hired at Oklahoma, and I've seen other guys hired. It's like, hey, what does a general manager look like for Arkansas? Sam Pittman addressed that yesterday.
Well, I want somebody that's done it. So you may have to go to the NFL, NBA, whatever, to find somebody like that. You want someone who's kind of done that before, whether it be the top dog or the second, somebody that understands that. That's something that I've never dealt with. Well, I have for 3 years, and I want some help. But you'd want that. You want a guy to be able. You would want a recruiter. Somebody comes in and says, "Well, I need $500,000." You don't want just hell. Any of us can say, "Oh, okay." We need a negotiator. And to be honest with you, I need someone that takes Coach Pittman won't give it to me. Coach Pittman won't give it to me. I need that taken off of my plate.
Well,
he wants a bad cop. He wants someone else to be the bad guy because, you got to go coach the team.
Yeah.
Football coaches didn't sign up to be the business manager and the CEO. I know you're the CEO of the program, but that's a difficult role they didn't really sign up for, and I get where he's coming from there. It's not always fun to be the bad guy.
Speaking of that, it's
rarely fun to be the bad guy.
Colton, I don't know if you saw this news. Stephen A. Smith got a 5-year, $100 million deal, and it's an Employee Appreciation Day. So, do you want to be the bad guy here? Do I need to talk to Brew? How does that work?
He got $500,000?
Yeah, $100 million. 5 years, $100 million with ESPN.
Well, if you can bring in the kind of ratings and the ad dollars that Stephen A. brings in, if you can produce the way Stephen A. does, then yeah, we can talk.
$100 million. That is.
Can you do your part?
I don't know if I have the level that Stephen A.
You don't know?
I don't know. Matt,
I think you do. I think you do know.
It's a possibility.
We know.
Wow. Fair. Let's see. Do I have anything else in this Hog update? You play tomorrow at 11 o'clock against Mississippi State. Baseball plays at 3 o'clock today. Pups, the dog. The bark at the park is on Sunday, if I could get over it. And then the softball program is taking on Ole Miss this weekend. Courtney Dipple trying to start out strong. They've had a really good start, just like the baseball team has.
I've had so many people hit me up for Oklahoma softball tickets. They're impossible. Good luck. If you got them, hold on to them. They're going to be worth something.
Yeah, I
can't find any.
That series is going to be great. All right, that is your Hog update this morning. It is always brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, we're live here at the Great American Conference Tournament. Got some good games on today. Tommy, 4 more games later on today. Championship coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, women's games begin at noon today. There's a doubleheader. Then the men's games tonight after dinner. 5:40. Is it 5:45? Yeah, 5:45 for the first men's game, and then 8 o'clock this evening. Semifinals begin tomorrow with a noon start for the women, and the men start in the evening at 5:45 here at Southside High School. It's all brought to you by the Great American Conference Tournament. Mike Beaumont's going to join us in just a little bit to discuss having this event here on campus in Fort Smith.
It's also I got an email about this yesterday from a dad that has got a freshman at the University of Arkansas. It's also Mom's Weekend in Fayetteville this weekend, which is one of the best weekends of the year. I am sad that I'm not going to be in Fayetteville, Arkansas this weekend for one of the best weekends of the year.
Yeah, well, I know that breaks your heart. So.
Breaks my heart. Yeah. SEC action tomorrow. You've got, like we mentioned, Kentucky at Missouri. That's going to be a big game. You think if Auburn, are they in any way, shape, or form not going to be a 1 seed?
Yeah, I think Auburn is going to be a 1 seed. I don't see how
they lose tomorrow and lose on Friday. And to me,
body of work's too good.
I was going to say, to me, they've locked it up. It doesn't matter what happens in these next couple of games. It is done. It is over. And I just don't think there's going to be any change whatsoever.
So, yeah, I don't think Auburn can play their way out of it at this point. Mike Beaumont is the athletic director in Fort Smith Public Schools, but he does a lot more. I texted him earlier to see if he could stop by. We only got 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, hang on.
Yes, sir.
But I texted him earlier, and he was unloading water. So it's kind of like we were talking about with Will Pruitt yesterday. Greg Sankey probably isn't putting up the banners at the SEC tournament, but and I don't imagine Hunter Yurchek's unloading a lot of water, is he?
No, he's usually looking for me.
Yeah. So, all right, more to get to on that. Plus, we'll get you some updates here. It's the Morning Rush live at the Great American Conference Tournament at Southside High School.
Group hotline 877-377-6963.
Looking for a way to get your favorite blowers from Pradco at the click of a button? Learner.com not only has brands such as Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits you won't find anywhere else for your favorite brands. We have free shipping for all U.S. orders over $35, so be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some new tackle box treasures. Check out Learner.com today.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Yeah, I can't sleep at night. I got the shakes.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for American Patriot Promotions. They have their Springdale Gun Show coming up March 8th and 9th in the Parsons Stadium Events Center. Come see them Saturday, March 8th from 9 to 5 and Sunday, March the 9th from 9 to 3:30. Tickets are just $10 per person, $8 for veterans, military, police, and first responders, plus children 16 and under get in free. Check them out online at AmericanPatriotPromotions.com.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Hey, Ty Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage. My mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations. Over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Ty, we pride ourselves on delivering a 5-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. Wednesday, ladies' night. I know you love Wednesdays here.
I love my Wednesdays. All the ladies come out. We have $5.99 small cheesy bread. We have pink panty droppers on special. We've got blow bombs on special. And it's all about ladies on a Wednesday here at Pop.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
I'm ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mamaw's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
We're live at the Great American Conference Tournament here at Fort Smith Southside. We got our Morning Rush Daily Question coming up in just a bit, but I was driving back from Rogers yesterday, and I got on the phone with our buddy Larry Rath at Rath Auto Resources. And, Larry, I know this is your favorite time of year, man. We got March basketball, like the Great American Conference Championship. We got March Madness coming up here in a few weeks. It's car buying weather. I want to help you out. Next time you go fishing, you need to text Tommy, because I know we were talking a little bit yesterday. It wasn't the best of luck yesterday. All right.
Lose Larry?
Looks like we lost Larry in that situation. But I was talking with him yesterday, and he was fishing yesterday afternoon and did not have the best luck in outing yesterday.
Well, you'll always have good luck buying a car from Larry.
Yes,
I know
that you will. That you will.
So, all right, Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and Springdale, Rath Mitsubishi. So stop in and see him. We'll try to hook back up with Larry. Car Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Are you coming to the Great American Conference Tournament this weekend? The man that can tell you why you should is here now, Mike Beaumont, athletic director, who is really, the person that was the tip of the spear with a lot of people I know working with you from Fort Smith and everywhere else to get this event here. But this was really kind of your idea to bring this to Fort Smith. Tell me why this was important to you.
You know, one of the things that the community, when they decided to pass this bond and build these two beautiful arenas, one on each side of town, they wanted to kind of figure out what other things can we bring in. Mm-hmm. And, me being me, I have a little bit of tunnel envy. Everything seems to be on that side. I thought, man, what can we bring here? I have a couple of friends who are on the coaching staffs there in the GAC. I knew they were looking for a home. I worked with the Visitors Bureau of Fort Smith. We thought this could be a great deal for our community and how much money it would bring in. Selfishly, I thought it'd be great to show off our kids, our schools, and what we have here in Fort Smith. And luckily, we got it. And it's here for a couple of years.
Yeah, and it's geographically just pinpoint, almost in the middle here for Fort Smith. Fort Smith for the Great American Conference. All right, women's early today, men's late, semifinals tomorrow, championship Sunday.
It's got a full March Madness going on, and it got started yesterday. I thought it was a great basketball yesterday, and you and I were talking earlier, the speed and the strength and the size of what these kids are.
Yeah.
This is It says Division II, but this is any basketball that you see on TV. It's happening right here.
That's good. All right, you can get tickets when you get here. You can buy them online, greatamericanconference.com. Thanks for putting up with us and giving us a spot to do the show.
Hey,
Crow's Nest, baby.
Love having you. Love having you. And we added something for today. It's also Mom's Weekend here. So if you need a place to come, hey, it could be great for everybody.
Ty will be here all
There you go.
weekend.
There you go.
All right, Mike Beaumont, Athletic Director, Fort Smith Public Schools. He's taking care of all the details here this weekend at the Great American Conference Tournament. And it's Mom's Weekend all of a sudden.
And it's Mom's Weekend. All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. I was talking with Phil actually yesterday. So you've got a guy named Evan Johnson, who's the video coordinator at Arkansas women's basketball. And apparently Evan told Phil that he's been going to Cart Pass Social, had a great time. So maybe you've been to another golf facility indoor in Northwest Arkansas or elsewhere, and you didn't have the best experience. Well, guarantee you, based on what Evan said and what others have said, you're going to have a great time at Cart Pass Social. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. You give Christian and Nate a call at 479-487-3622. Or you can check them out online at cartpasssocial.com. Masters Invitational coming up. Also, check that out as well. It's BYOB at Cart Path Social. Larry, I don't know if we were talking a little bit earlier. I think we got disconnected as we welcome in our friend Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. I know this is your favorite time of year, man. We got basketball, we got car buying weather, and you can fish like you did yesterday, man.
I hope I don't do any more fishing like I did yesterday. That was pitiful, man. I just had to quit. Just had to give up. But I love this time of year. I mean, March really is my favorite month. I love watching the basketball. What's more exciting than March Madness, and particularly when our team is coming on right here at the end and looking good like we got a chance, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a great time to be buying cars, too. It's just a terrific time to come in and save right now at Rath Auto Resources. You know, these cars that we bought through the winter, these may be the cheapest set of cars that we're going to have all year, folks, and right now would be a time to come in and take advantage of that. We took about $25,000 out of the pricing just this week, making it so easy for you to get that nicer, newer car you've been waiting on now at Rath Auto Resources, and Road Ready certified. You really can't beat these used cars. You're not going to find them anywhere else but Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. We got a big selection of them. Bound to have one that's just right for you and your family. Let us worry about getting that price and payment to where it suits your budget and get you driving better today. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
And if you could do my friend a favor, since he had a bad fishing hole yesterday, if you know a good fishing hole, let him know, because I know he doesn't want to have another outcome like yesterday.
Because it had to be that. It wasn't the angler. It wasn't the guy with the rod, was it?
Listen, I was a little rusty, maybe. You know, coming out of whatever.
I always just blame the tools, but if
You've
you
been
want to
working too much, Larry. That's the reason. You've been working too much.
That's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I need more people to buy more cars.
Well, maybe take the afternoon off and give it the old college try again. And if not, I know you're going to be at the dealership, but good luck next time you fish. Okay, maybe go to Tommy's next time you do that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm due for that. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
That's, again, our buddy Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, and then Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale.
Well, you talking about weekend plans and things to do. I know Oakland is a favorite this time of the year. Lane Whitman joins us now. At the Railbird 333. I don't know if it's Mom's Weekend at Oakland, but it's going to be another nice weekend.
It's always Mom's
Earlier
Weekend
this week, I didn't know if the wind didn't die down, there wasn't going to be any racing the way it was earlier. But looks like we got a great weekend coming up for some great racing at Oakland.
Yeah, no doubt, Tommy. 3 days of racing, 31 races on tap this weekend at Oakland. The highlight is undoubtedly going to be Saturday, the $400,000 Azeri Stakes, the Grade 2 local prep for the Grade 1 Apple Blossom on April 12th. And this race is highlighted by the return of racing, the 2024 Horse of the Year, Torpedo Anna. She had 7 starts last year, won 6 times, including the Fantasy Stakes at Oakland. She won the Kentucky Oaks. She won other big races on the way to the Breeders' Cup Distaff win in November. Her only loss was against the boys in the Travers Stakes in the summer by a head. She is just a tremendous filly mare, and, man, we are just so looking forward to seeing her get out on the track. I hope she comes back better than ever. Nothing's ever guaranteed, Rachel Alexander years ago came back. She wasn't really the same horse as she was as a 4-year-old that she was as a 3-year-old, but all systems look to be go for Torpedo Anna in this race. If she runs well, she'll be back in the apple blossom. So folks at Oaklawn can get to see a champion raced once, probably twice this year at Oaklawn.
Our horse racing update brought to you by Brothers Roofing and Restoration. 3 days, like you said, 31 races. You mentioned the horse of the year being there. Is there a best bet for today? You always have a best bet. I think last week's went out pretty good.
Nailed Fridays, right,
Yeah.
Lang?
Yeah, last week was a special day. Gave out the $28 winner here on your show. Spoke to a group at Oaklawn. Also gave out the same horse there. Won by that was good too. The one shot. But anyway, yeah, horse paid $28. So happy to give that out to so many people. Hopefully some folks listening here played that one. We have another best bet today. Not going to pay $28 if it wins, but we're going to look at race 8. Horse number 4, Miracle Worker at 5-2 on the morning line. This horse ran the same level of $50,000 claiming back on February 16th, went off as the favorite, ran 4th, but only lost by 2 lengths, so didn't run terrible. Speed figures fit well with this field today, has past races from last July and September last year that would easily win this race. Just needs some improvement for trainer Ron Moquette and jockey Rafael Bejarano back to that level that they were running at late summer last year, and can win this race with a price of maybe $8 to $10. I don't think it's going to be as low as 5-2. So number 4, best bet, Miracle Worker, race 8 at Oaklawn today. If you want to play an exacta, look at number 6, Gold Sweep, or maybe number 3, Northern Chill, with number 4, Miracle Worker.
All right, you can find all of Lang's picks for the weekend at the Railbird 333 on social media. Lang, enjoy the track, and we'll catch up next Friday.
All right, look forward to it, Tommy. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Lang Whitman with us every Friday, brought to you by Brothers Roofing and Restoration. Call Brother Alexander, 479-353-3877. If your roof is leaking, maybe you're missing some shingles off the roof that you found in the yard. And I know after the high winds we had earlier this week, that's probably been a concern for some that need some roof repair to begin with. Whether it's repairs or full installation or someone that will work with your insurance company. I had Brother come out recently. They met the adjuster there, so it really cut down on the time and the back and forth. And that's one thing Brother likes to do is not only save you money, but save you time as well. 479-353-3877. 479-353-3877 for Brothers Roofing and Restoration.
All right, so this Mississippi State game tomorrow, we haven't talked too much about it. Clay Henry, features editor of Whole Hog Sports, is going to be along with us in about 10 minutes. Matchup-wise, Josh Hubbard's a nightmare. Little scat guard that can shoot it from 35 and in. I mean, it's unbelievable. Get to the rim. Kugel's their transfer from Florida that's had a decent season thus far. They've got some other guys. Just curious, what do you think Arkansas can take away from what they did against Vanderbilt and maybe, again, the last game of the season tomorrow? There's still pressure on them, I think, to win this game, obviously, being at home. But you pretty much lock up your NCAA tournament seed, I think, if you win tomorrow, right? I mean, I can't see them not making the tournament if they beat Mississippi State.
Yeah, I think you go to Nashville not needing to get anything done if you can win tomorrow. We felt like 8-10 was enough, but and I don't think you want to end your regular season at home, your home slate, with a loss. I just think there's so much that you can gain from the other night in Nashville with the confidence. I mean, I'm just still amazed how you can be such an anemic offensive team at South Carolina. And I know matchups weren't great in that game, but we know what South Carolina's record is. And then turn around and, what was it, 92 points the other night? I mean, just to have an offensive display. That's the frustrating part as an observer and a fan is, hey, how can you be one thing one night and something else the next? All right, Clay Henry coming up. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open 877-377-6963. Andy's Frozen Custards. There's one right near here on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. There's also one in Conway, 2 in Conway, in fact, North Little Rock on JFK Boulevard. For Andy's Frozen Custards, download their app in the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, and be sure and order your favorites from Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, and in North Little Rock. It's Fast Break Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics. 479-999-1234 is their number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics. If aching joints in your hip, your back, your shoulder, your knees, wherever is bothering you, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative care. 479-999-1234 for a free consultation with QC Kinetics.
Hour 2 coming up as we're live at the Great American Conference Tournament.
Camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
Looking for a way to get your favorite blowers from Pradco at the click of a button? Learner.com not only has brands such as Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more, but the site includes exclusive deals and baits you won't find anywhere else for your favorite brands. We have free shipping for all U.S. orders over $35, so be sure to treat your favorite fishing buddy or yourself to some new tackle box treasures. Check out Learner.com today.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, do y'all know what time it is?
It's about 2:30.
Summertime.
It's that and a whole lot more.
And no matter what's happening, the Stadium Shop has what you need.
We have the best selection for showing off your Razorback spirit while on vacation, even Razorback swim trunks.
Graduations, anniversaries, birthdays, we have what you need for your event.
And we have what you need for that trip to Omaha.
Even a new line of hard shell luggage.
Also, Omaha tees, flags, bases, loaded hats, and the boppers.
And you can get them here at the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium. Or you can check us online at those WWNs.
Dad, let me do that before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, shoponrazorback.com.
And if you can't reach us there, call us at 479-STADIUM.
All from the only family, alumni-owned and operated Razorback store.
South of the North Pole.
Dad, please.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hawks.
This is the Morning Rush.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of $1,000 cash your way on select inventory for even more savings. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook for fun-free contests and money-saving specials. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, Ping G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination. I've ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mamaw's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, an increase in the sunshine. Our high temperatures today in the lower 70s. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, overnight lows right around the low to mid 40s. Saturday, a chance of a few isolated rain showers, especially across the north. Better chance further south, highs in the 50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
KERX, Paris Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your morning.
ESPN 95.3.
I don't know what the factors are. If someone's going to poach your player, they ain't waiting on the spring game to look at it. They already got him. The agent's already worked for 3-4 weeks of calling this team, how much you going to give him? Well, that's not enough because I got this much from, that's already been in the works. So I don't know that the spring game is going to cost you a player or not. So that didn't. And the other thing, too, is I think we owe the state of Arkansas the opportunity to come see their team play.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
And Clay Henry, features editor of Whole Hog Sports, is going to join us momentarily. We're live at the Great American Conference Tournament here at Fort Smith Southside. You heard Sam Pittman there talking about the spring game, which Arkansas will have coming up next month. He also touched on a few things we might get into, but I know that our minds, our focus right now is on not just the tournament here at the GAC, but Arkansas basketball. Mississippi State tomorrow inside of Bud Walton Arena, 11 a.m. on the SEC Network, and right here as well. And regardless of how bad of a day, bad of a week you're going, I don't think you're as mad as Wes Miller is, the Cincinnati head coach. I want to get into his. Have you seen that?
I saw it on Twitter.
Okay.
Or X.
It's pretty entertaining. So we'll get into that coming up here with Clay in just a sec.
Hey, APAC and Standard Materials Group, they are your number one source for top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. And whether you're working on a small residential project or a large-scale commercial job, APAC, they've got you covered because no job is too big or too small for APAC. Their construction consultant services will also help keep your project on track. 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. It's APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Fast Break Friday, live at the Great American Conference Tournament. Southwest Oklahoma State University. Coach Weiberg and his team out working this morning, getting ready for their matchup later today as they will play against Harding later on tonight in the nightcap. Oklahoma Baptist, who was here a minute ago, plays Henderson State at 5:45 tonight. The ladies play beginning at noon today with back-to-back women's and back-to-back men's games in this session. Clay Henry in just a minute. He remembers a lot of these old AIC schools that were around our state that are now part, or many of them part of the Great American Conference. We'll talk about that. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, and they bring us Fast Break Friday in regenerative care. They're in Northwest Arkansas. Call for your free consultation, 479-999-1234. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics. Clay, I know that the Razorbacks have always been the focus, but behind that, back in the day was the AIC, and a lot of these schools now are in the GAC, and I think it's good to see them in Fort Smith this weekend, many of them playing for the Division II bid to their field of 64.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It brings back a lot of good memories. Of course, I played golf at UCA and was was part of 2 AIC championships and played at Benton Long Hills. I don't know if anybody remembers Benton Long Hills. It may still exist. I don't know. Seemed like maybe it was shut down for a while. It made a comeback. My claim to fame is I finished second, lost by 2 shots in the AIC, which also dovetailed is the NAI District 17 championship, because we had UALR and UAPB that weren't in our conference that played against all those teams. And then as the sports editor of the Conway Log Cabin Democrat, I covered AIC basketball, including the conference tournaments. Even got to go to the NAI championship game one year when John Hutchcraft and James Dickey and Hal Crafton and Mel Blackwood, they got it going, won the district. That was a trip to Kansas City back in the day. But, I covered Hendricks. I covered UCA, and Cliff Garrison was the coach at Hendricks. Those are a lot of fun, Tommy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fierce competition. They weren't quite as tall. They might not have been quite as quick, but the competitiveness in the games that you're going to see today, they're going to get after each other.
Yeah, from a fundamental standpoint, I mean, they got a lot of what these college guys are. They're just 4 or 5 inches short than some
it's
of
good basketball.
The higher the higher D1 stuff.
Well coached teams.
Yeah,
Yep.
You guys were talking about the conference changes over the years. Cincinnati now is in the Big 12, and it's kind of weird saying that Cincinnati is a Big 12 squad. But Wes Miller is the head coach of Cincinnati, and they are 12th right now in the Big 12. They're 17-13. They have not had a good season. And I've heard of self-deprecation, but I think he takes this a step further, like berating and belittling himself. Take a listen to Wes Miller after another loss for the Bearcats earlier this week.
It's an unacceptable performance. The effort's unacceptable. The fight's unacceptable. It's on the head coach. I did it. I'm the leader of the operation. I got to do a better damn job, and it's on my butt. So it's on my. That's the truth of it. But that's unacceptable. I boo our butts too. I boo myself too. Damn, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And it starts with the head coach. I'll answer any questions you need.
I'll give him credit. Like, I guarantee you something was different in the locker room. I like when head coaches, rip and dog on themselves, and obviously they have to say something different in the locker room. But he just went in on himself this week based on, again, them not having a good season thus far in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hey, the only thing that's better than that is when I get to rip on Ty.
Which is often. But this is what leaders do. I mean, we've heard, maybe not to that extent, but blaming the players and going in and say, we've seen coaches here at times. Hey,
I should have paralleled Mick Cronin and some of the stuff he said about his guys up against what Wes Miller said about. Now, again, publicly and privately are two different things, but
yeah,
I don't think he's having a good year.
This goes back to fans saying that the coach needs to apologize for that performance. Well, that's fine. And I know Bear Bryant occasionally, they would lose, and Alabama didn't lose much under Bear Bryant. And when they would, he would apologize and, say that's unacceptable and take the blame. The key is that you can't do that often. If you're having to apologize and you're losing 13 games, what's going to happen next is they're going to let you apologize somewhere else. But it's,
you can only play that card so many times
you
in
can
a
only
year.
play it so many times in a career, to be real honest.
You're right.
And if you're having to apologize, then you have, number one, you've gotten the wrong players, and number two, you coached them poorly.
Yep.
So, that's what I keep telling you, Tommy. You got to get better players.
I'm still waiting on an apology from Tommy Clay. I've been wearing this since 4:30 this morning, and then Tommy walked in the same pullover that I did. I'm still waiting on that apology, too. I haven't gotten it yet.
Well,
that we're
so
matching.
what happens if you're the underling, you don't expect him to change.
That's one way to put it.
Thank you, Clay, for pointing this very important fact of chain of command out to what was it, the underling? Underling, yeah.
We've been doing radio.
Yeah. Underlings needs to change what he's wearing under and take that take that.
Yeah.
Can I use that phrase?
Yeah.
Or do you have it copyrighted? Can I use that?
You are an underling. Yes.
Clay, what do you think about the Duke and Arkansas game in Chicago coming up? I mean, you got
I think
lots
that's
of time.
great. Yeah,
Thanksgiving Day, 7 o'clock, man.
I was listening to, and I don't know why I was. Maybe I was traveling. When I travel, I tend to listen to 104.3 and 99.5, and it kind of gets me through with some chuckles. You always want to hear DQ's polls, but I was listening to Zach and Derek, and they're like, Tommy, I'm just telling you, neither one of them are going to do the reaction, at 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving night. They've already opted out. I don't know. Speaking of underlings.
Didn't know that was their option.
Yeah, well,
Speaking of underlings.
I'm warning, get your speech ready. Get them to do what you want to do. But it's,
Real radio men would be lined up begging for the assignment. I've already had most of the staff raise their hand and say, hey, I would love to do that hog reaction if you'll let me.
So this is what we know. It is going to be a heavily watched game.
Yes.
That's what everybody's going to be talking about at 9:30, and the show ought to do itself. I mean, it's just whatever. But God bless them. I mean, at least we know that since they're not going to be on it, it'll be done right. So.
You're just so moody. I thought you got all your stuff out when you ripped boat this week.
I just have been in a confident situation. Somebody told me that nobody can hurt me. First of all, they don't know where I live. Tommy does.
I don't know, man. You're awful brittle at 70-something years old.
Ooh.
It's not 70-something. It's just 70.
Okay.
Don't add a digit to it. Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. Well, it's coming June 26th. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I forgot your birthday, so I'm glad you clarified that. I've got my notes here. June 26th, Clay's birthday.
Yeah.
You probably had that
Start
memorized.
budgeting now for his gift.
Yeah,
It's a Thursday.
I would save a lot of money. It's just like it. You don't want to send me just a little pittance. It needs to be something of substance.
Well, Clay,
or you'll always be an underling.
It needs to match what I think of you, Tyus.
Clay, I know you think I'm making the equivalent of what Stephen A. signed with ESPN reportedly at $20 million a year, but we radio men, and you know this. It's not necessarily just a surplus of money. Yeah, exactly.
I can make that happen.
Hey, I don't know if you guys have been fought. So when this time of year, when it gets March, I like to get on bracketmatrix.com, which is basically a website that compiles 150 plus some odd bracketologists. And right now, Arkansas is listed as an 11 seed. Now, that could end up being in Dayton, Ohio for the first Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the first 4 games, or just being a 11 seed and start at the tournament. Guys, you think about you play a 6 seed first, and then you likely play a 3 seed. That's better potentially for you in the road to a possible second weekend than it would be being a 10 where you'd play the 7 and then a 2 and then an 8 or 9.
8-9.
Yeah, and I know Arkansas won 2 years ago against the Kansas Jayhawks as a
can't make a living doing that.
Yeah, that's not typical. So if Arkansas winds up an 11 seed, listen, this team's been up and down all year, even the last couple weeks. I know they played a lot better, but still had the inexplicable game against South Carolina. You just don't know. I honestly think that's maybe a better case scenario than would be lining up a 8, 9, or 10, which is probably the highest they can go.
Let's be honest. If you told fans a few weeks ago that, okay, you're 0-5, you're not going to have Boogie, you're not going to have Thero, but you're going to get in the tournament, they would say, yeah, what are you smoking? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like, let's take it and run. And you don't know once you're in the dance that things can happen. And I watch these guys, and every time they go out, Nelly seems to get a little more like what he was last year, a little more like himself. You got these great 2 young players in Knox and Richmond that they can do freshman things, but they can also do things that say, well, they've got the potential to be among the best to ever play the game at Arkansas. And I'm not joking. I mean, it's they are gifted, and they've got that the magical thing that Eddie Sutton always talked about, a really good Valentine, and they play with heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't we can think of the South Carolina game, or we can think of going to Kentucky and going to Texas, going to Madison Square Garden and beat a Michigan team that's going to be in the dance, I think. I don't know. Expectations, can be crazy. I don't know what to expect from these guys, but I know that they're capable of, let's just put it this way, they could win some games in the dance because they're playing NCAA tournament teams and beating them on occasion. They played Alabama and Auburn and Texas A&M like they belonged on the court with them. They didn't beat them. So it's when you turn on the TV, and that's kind of me, or you go to Bud Walton, you have the hope that they're gonna win. Now, I'm not saying you expect them to win, because Mississippi State is good. And that's another one. If they beat Mississippi State, that's, and beat Vanderbilt, those are tournament teams.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep adding to your resume. And I don't expect them to win 4 in a row because they haven't been consistent over a 4-game stretch. So how could they go to Nashville?
Yeah.
And I guess they would have to win 4. I haven't looked at the potential bracket, but they're at the bottom end, right? So they got to play 4.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, they're not going to get to an 8 seed, so that's
Correct.
exactly how it's going to be. But they haven't won 3 in a row in conference play, so 4 seems like a stretch, particularly.
Say what you just said again.
They haven't won 3 in a row in conference play, so I don't know where 4 in a row would come from.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, the expectations are that they might win a game or 2 there, which should be good because they're
more than enough.
Quad one probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe their first one wouldn't be. I got a question. You guys are at a tournament, and the good thing about being a sports writer at a tournament is the hospitality room. Have they got some good eats for y'all?
I have not been in there, but
They got chicken tenders, surely.
The time of the day that we are here, because the games don't begin till noon. But I can't imagine everything else here has been first class. I can't imagine that's not either.
Well, it's Arts and Joe's. That's right.
Well, Arts and Joe's is taking care of the officials.
Okay.
They Wade Morgan are taking care of the officials don't go in the hospitality room, so that's a place the officials don't go. So
Can you take Tommy? Can you take Ty into the officials room?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
You could. You
I
may
could.
not.
I won't, but I could. Yeah.
You could.
It's a classy place in there. They'd shove me as soon as I got to the door. Well, Clay, you were talking about
It'd be a block.
Yeah. You were talking about why kind of.
Well, and you worry about judgment. Are they
Yeah.
dipping with the right hand, or are they double dipping? Because officials, they have poor judgment. We know.
I'm just I'm wondering when the day that maybe I'm always just gonna be the young kid on the show that I'm just gonna get ripped till I'm like 70 years old. I guess
We're not going to be here that long.
Yeah, y'all be dead and gone by then.
No,
That's exactly
you won't.
Right.
You won't be the young kid that's getting ripped. You'll be the old fart that's
ripping.
getting. You'll be the codger that's getting ripped. No, you're going to get ripped.
When we quit saying things, that's when you need to worry. When we quit saying anything.
You need to be worrying now.
Yeah. Hey, employee pricing is back at the #1 fifth wheel dealer in Arkansas. That's our friends at Wheels RV. Employee pricing has returned, and now is a great time to get by there. In fact, right now they're getting ready for the NWA RV show that's coming up. Let me get to these new notes because I was reading from the wrong page there. NWA RV Home Show that's coming up. They're teaming up with Moix RV at Wheels in April 12th and 13th. It's going to be in Rogers behind Nukes on Pauline Whitaker Parkway. And that's going to be some of the best pricing of the year. They're the #1 fifth wheel dealer in the state, and you're going to find the best pricing for Wheels RV. Right now, still a great time to get by and get the lifetime warranty at Wheels. So check that out. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72, off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
Clay gave a few reasons why he liked this team. Here's why Cal likes this team.
But I'll tell you why I'm so happy with this group and so proud to be coaching them and love coaching them. They've persevered individually a lot and collectively together. As a team, they persevered.
Cal also mentioned something. can't remember if it was after the South Carolina game or maybe it was last week, just talked about how he's coached multiple teams. And you think about the amount of injuries they had in the offseason where they couldn't fully scrimmage. You think about where they were at other points this season where guys were injured. Z was banged up. Jonas was banged up. Now Boogie and Adu look like potentially, I don't know this for a fact, but potentially could be out for the year. So don't know what that looks like. But there has been a lot of transition and whatnot. Clay, you mentioned the 0-5 record to start. It is a pretty remarkable thing that they are on the cusp of 8-10 heading into the SEC. Now, got to win this game tomorrow, but you got to give them credit for that. And if they're able to get to that point, it would be a pretty big deal. It's just, I also think, like, to even be in the tourney conversation, which we talked about 8-10, you probably get in. Where do you stand, Clay, on this team if they were to lose tomorrow? Do you feel positive and sure that they're going to end up in the NCAA tournament just with the amount of quad ones they would have on the resume?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. And there's never been one bone in my body that believed losing teams with a conference record deserve to play in postseason. It's just like that's just against my nature. But we've never had this situation where you have 16 teams and all of them rolled through, November and December without hardly a blemish and played top competition and just beat their brains in. So when they say that it's not the conference record, it's the total body of work. And all these teams have games outside of conference that they've gone against other top programs, like Arkansas against Michigan. Miami's not good, but they're from the ACC.
And Larinaga has done prior to this year. I mean, he has had some really good teams. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been in the NCAA, been in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say that this year should be compared to any other year. So I think they're probably in, but again, it goes against my nature, and I can't sit here and say I've looked in the eyes of this selection committee and know what they're going to do and know what they think of Coach Cal, and do the personalities come into play? I mean, yeah, they say they don't, but you and I know humans are humans, right? So
does Arkansas pass that? But do they pass the eye test, Clay? In your opinion, does this team pass the eye test?
They do on certain nights. They've been inconsistent, though.
That's fair. That's correct. That's a correct answer.
Ask that question after South Carolina.
When you say, did they pass the eye test at Kentucky? Hell yeah, they did.
At Vanderbilt? Absolutely.
Did they go down and take care of business at Texas? Yeah, they did. Did they go to Madison Square Garden on a neutral court? And let's remember, this game counts. And make a great comeback and play, a classic, fight it out, claw it out game to the very end and make a play to win against a quality opponent with great talent that's going to be in the tournament. So they have won in difficult environments against tournament teams. And so that goes for a lot. But then they didn't pass the eye test, against Oklahoma at home. They didn't pass the eye test at Carolina. They didn't pass the eye test, with blowing the lead against Ole Miss at home. So that there's so much inconsistency that's their label. They've been inconsistent, but I think we understand it all. But here's what I'll say. I give Calipari a lot of credit. He took an empty roster, then had very few players on the court during practice time in October and early November. Didn't have his two aces. I'm guessing that he spent a lot of money for Nelly and Jonas Adu. Jonas Adu, second team all conference in the SEC last year on a great Tennessee team. We know he can play, and we know. He lit him up in Barnhill, didn't he? Didn't he have like a 23-point game 12 rebounds
Yeah.
or something
That
like
sounds
that
right.
at Barnhill.
Him and,
So we've seen what he can be, but he has not been like that or capable of that with that foot injury after surgery at any point this year where you thought he could go out there and give you that. Now, the wild card in all of this is Trevon Brazile. And what we saw at South Carolina was a no-show. And then for him to play like he did at Vanderbilt, you know, if he has 5 or 6 more games like that, and I either going forward or looking back, if he had 5 or 6 more games like that, he's a lottery pick. He played like a lottery pick in that game. Did some things that few Razorbacks could ever do. I'm talking about play over the rim, make plays in the open court to get a steal, take it and dunk it, and not just dunk it. I mean, take it back, you know, behind him and throw it down with the guy on his left hip. You know, he did superhuman things, highlight reel things, but that's a one-off. We hadn't seen that at any other point this year. You know, I can remember doing a show maybe June of last year when they finally knew they had him coming back with Matt Jones and Phil Elson. And Matt's like, man, you got to take that guy because he can play above the rim. And I say, you don't have to take him because he doesn't ever play above the rim. Yeah, he can play above the rim. But we just had seen so few flashes of that. But if that's a sign of what he's going to do for the next month, well, then they're going to play a lot more games in the next month because there's not very many players in America that can do what he did against Vanderbilt.
Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open, 877-377-6963 is the number, serving Northwest Arkansas for 79 years. That's the Lewis Automotive Group. We're at Southside High School. They call this building the Barn, Ty. This is fairly 3-year-old building, but they've nicknamed it the Barn. Harding has just taken the floor, and they're getting ready for their game later today as well. Yeah, the Bisons. Have you ever been to Rhodes Fieldhouse?
Used to play summer team camp there. It smelled like
Rhodes is one of the best small college atmospheres you'll find anywhere in the country.
Yeah, Gaines. It was always so you either played in Gaines, you played in Derek's old stomping grounds, Harding Academy. There was one other auxiliary gym, but you knew you were in a marquee game if you were playing at Rhodes.
Rhodes is
Do you have any explanation why they put an S on Bison?
No.
Because Bison's plural.
Grammar 101.
Because I guess it's more than.
This is a university. They should know that.
Well, I'll run down here during the break and ask the coach.
I don't think they've got a good explanation.
Yeah. Ask Ty. I mean,
Ty
is our
Ty
is our wordsmith. He's the Webster's dictionary of this show.
So that was what we always said at UCA. We're going to classes. Why they put an S on Bison? And then in the next phrase we say like Hendrix, where the girls are girls and so are the boys.
There you go. What did you just say?
That's Clay Henry, folks.
Oh my gosh!
Here on the Morning Rush, Clay
I don't give
Henry.
a bleep. Clay Henry.
Yeah, clearly a man in his early 70s.
In his boxers.
His early 70s.
Burn the tape. Burn the tape.
Fast Break Friday. Loose Lip Friday brought to you by UC Kinetics, the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. Hey, do you get out of bed every morning and it sounds like a bowl of Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, pop, and, all the things you love to do? Walking, climbing, fly fishing, climbing stairs, playing golf, whatever it is, maybe just watching basketball. It hurts too much to do the things you love. Ask about regenerative treatments with QC Kinetics. They can get you back to doing the things you love in a quicker amount of time with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. They're right here in Northwest Arkansas. 479-999-1234 is their number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Quick break. We're live at the Great American Conference Tournament here at the Barn, Fort Smith Southside. SEC Update is next.
Fast Break Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics in Bentonville. Get back to living your life.
Zero to the other end for a throwdown.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by two of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What about the crowd today? Like, they were really amazing today.
This is the Morning Rush.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
This is Robert.
This is Elizabeth. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, do y'all know what time it is?
It's about 2:30.
Summertime?
It's that and a whole lot more.
And no matter what's happening, the Stadium Shop has what you need.
We have the best selection for showing off your Razorback spirit while on vacation, even Razorback swim trunks.
Graduations, anniversaries, birthdays, we have what you need for your event.
And we have what you need for that trip to Omaha.
Even a new line of hard shell luggage.
Also, Omaha tees, flags, bases loaded hats, and the boppers.
And you can get them here at the Stadium Shop located at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium. Or you can check us online at those WWNs.
Dad, let me do that before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, shoponrazorback.com.
And if you can't reach us there, call us at 479-STADIUM.
All from the only family, alumni-owned and operated Razorback store.
South of the North Pole.
Dad, please.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hawks.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Ignorant when it comes to a lot of topics. Thankfully, I listened to my friend's advice on the housing market and called Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. Jeff made the process smoother than Mama's gravy.
Ty, you got to throw in some homemade biscuits with that gravy and a great local real estate professional to guide you down the right path. One of the keys is knowing what to do and certainly what not to do.
You communicated and were transparent throughout the process.
Ty, like you, anyone can call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. For your big decisions, I have simple solutions.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC finals. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, so you got a lot of top 25 action this week. And Kentucky takes on Missouri same time as you take on Mississippi State, 11 o'clock on ESPN. Alabama travels to Auburn, try and get revenge on the Tigers from earlier this season. Let's see other games. South Carolina going to Tennessee. Vandy going to Georgia. Something to keep an eye on when it comes to seeding in the SEC tournament. Tennessee closes out the regular season at LSU. Ole Miss at Florida. And then Oklahoma and Texas for the Red River rivalry in basketball. Guys, I don't think that Vanderbilt and Georgia necessarily stands off the page, but with State and Vanderbilt right above you, that's a big for seeding this next week for the SEC tournament.
Yeah, I think that's right. And it's how this shakes out, and you got to feel like Alabama is trying to gain a place on the seed line. You know, they I think at one point this year they thought they might be a number one. I don't think they are now.
Yeah, they're not.
They can make a statement to be a solid two, maybe. This is got to be a disappointing season for an Alabama team that went to the Final Four last year and they got the Player of the Year. He's not going to be the Player of the Year, but he was the preseason Player of the Year. I mean, wasn't Mark Sears thought to be the best player in the league?
He was, yep.
He's been shut down a few times and benched for a half. You know, it's like that. That's
couple halves, yeah.
Yeah, that's a telltale sign. So, yeah. So I apologize for my Hendricks remark. I guess, Tommy, you're probably not going to get them for a sponsor anytime soon.
I think we'll survive. So.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? The prestigious is that the best academic university in Arkansas?
Most expensive.
Well, first of all, I don't think they're a university.
Oh, here we go. Just open up that
well, this spoken like a true UCA man here.
Yeah.
So,
my UCA friends always, and I don't mean to add fuel to the fire, but they always said Hendricks kids were weird. They would just go in on like my UCA buddies just ripped it.
Yeah, we already know that UCA kids are weird too because I've proven it time and again.
Yeah, my mom graduated from Hendricks.
Yeah,
good for her.
She is. She
so
obviously is exception.
So
to
did my
the
grandmother.
Well, evidently they didn't tell you enough on the university for you to attend there. So they'd have.
I said the girls are girls. I mean, I stand by that.
Good gosh! All right, that's your SEC update. I guess at SEC/review of the institutions at the University of Arkansas in Arkansas. Good God.
Brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. They have opened a second location. They're in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, right across from the courthouse to better serve Sequoia and LaFleur counties. And hey, not only do they handle all family law, Jackie's got 13 years of experience in, basically every corner of the law that you can imagine, including car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases. I mean, that list goes on and on. So if you need help navigating through to get the insurance check that's been promised to you from a wreck you've had or an accident you've had, Jackie can help you do that. And they understand that, times are hard, and most of us working class people can't afford a $5,000 retainer or something like that. It's just out of the question. And so they get it. They've got easy down payments. They've got low flat fees. They've got low monthly payments as well to help you navigate the financial aspects and realities of legal representation. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. That's mocklegalsolutions.com or call 479-769-1505.
Clay, I've been waiting all morning to ask you, how do you feel about daylight savings and this weekend? What do you think about that? You favor it of it? Against it?
Well, it bothers me for about 2 days, but I like having more daylight in the afternoon, in the evenings to do things. Going into 7 o'clock or whatever.
Or fishing time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, or golf or yard work or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me anymore because I'm like semi-retired, and it's like my days. I just do what I want to do, and I say what I want to say on the radio. You guys have found that out this week.
Not just this week.
Yeah. Well, I find that I wake up at odd times for about a week or two, like I said, and then you get hungry at like, I'm not supposed to be hungry yet, or it's time to eat dinner, and it's not
too late or too early.
Well, I mean, depends on which time change.
Hey, there's a solution to that. You eat twice.
No, there you go. But I had someone come up with an idea on this but you can't do this. But it's a good idea that's impractical to execute, and that's just move the clocks 30 minutes one time and be done with it. And that's not a bad idea, but you'd have to get the whole world on board with that.
Yeah, that seems complicated.
Well, I mean, but you think about it, everybody argues and gripes over daylight savings time and whether we should switch. Just bump the clocks forward 30 minutes and never move them again.
We call that Tommy Kraft time.
Yeah. But I don't think that's executable.
It's
not a bad idea. I just don't think it's executable.
I don't know about that. It's again, we're live at the Great American Conference Tournament here at Fort Smith Southside, the barn. Clay Henry, features editor of Whole Hog Sports, is with us as well. You guys are talking about food. I want to run this over with you. So in Miami, their baseball park, not the Marlins, but the Miami Hurricanes, they have a Mark-like shake that is serving a Philly cheesesteak milkshake. It's vanilla ice cream, vanilla syrup, and a mini cheesesteak sandwich on top in the shake, like on top of the shake.
I'm out.
Is that?
Nope. No good.
Clay? Mr. Foodie?
I mean, why don't they just sell you a milkshake and sell you a Philly cheesesteak, and you go back to your seat?
That would be the conventional. That would be the conventional wisdom that I also thought when I first saw that. But
it's kind of like one of these. And I'm not. Are y'all Bloody Mary guys?
No.
No, I'm not either. But you see these Bloody Marys that come with like shrimp and bacon and pieces of pizza, and
Right.
I mean, they put just everything in a Bloody Mary at places.
You like the celery, Clay? Is that what I heard?
I like the celery.
I just Bloody Mary. But if I'm going to have a drink in the morning to get over the hangover from the night before, it's going to be a screwdriver or a mimosa. It's not. Bloody Marys are disgusting at any time of the day. I've never bought
Not
it.
a tomato juice guy, all right? You don't drink your V8, do you?
No, is that good for you? I did the tomato juice after the skunk. Remember that skunk hit my car, and I did the tomato juice thing after that.
Or the car hit the skunk. I'm not sure which.
The skunk hit the car for sure. But that's the only time I think tomato juice has ever been consumed by me in any way, shape, or form.
I've noticed something very interesting, and my inner Ruskin and Zach is kicking in. If you notice the bus driver for Harding here, he's taking laps around the concourse area. He is using his time as the team does their shoot-around. He's on about lap number 9 since I've noticed.
I thought that was is he not the security
He's not
guy?
security. I think he is. He's driving the charter bus, so he's getting his laps in here. Clay can appreciate that. A man of your wisdom and experience knows that. Hey, never pass up a good indoor walk. So.
Well, that's a man that's stuck behind the wheel too much. I'm sure.
He's got a great mustache. I wish he really does. I can't. I have a lot of things that tick me off.
I just know that if Ruskin and Zach were here doing the show, they would have picked up on that long ago.
I have a lot of things that tick me.
Just
tick
watch.
Me
He's
off.
doing his laps on the concourse.
The next time he goes by, start singing "The Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round."
I think he gave us what looked to be a nod of.
It's like a halfway, you know. Acknowledge.
If we wave again.
I mean, he's come by 10 or 12 times already.
If we wave again, we might tick him off. So I'm going to stay away from that.
I think y'all should ask him if he's lost.
Yeah, I think your idea, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Hey, if you need a website for your business to showcase your products or services on a 24/7 basis, if you're in business, you got to have it. It's like a utility. I mean, you pay for internet, you pay for water, you pay for heat and electric and all these things. A website's just part of doing business. And Modular Orange can create you a great looking website where they'll design it, launch it, host it, secure it, every aspect that you can think of for $95 a month with no upfront cost and no additional fees, so you can focus on your business. 479-755-3043 is their number, 755-3043, or go to modularorange.com, see examples of the work, and get details on how you can get a great-looking website with our friends at Modular Orange.
Real quick before we hit a break, Nelson Harrison, he's called in this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Nelson, go ahead, man.
Hey, guys. I got two quick things. First thing I want to do is I do not understand why when we're watching these games, certain games, different games, they're always talking about Texas, North Carolina, and Nebraska. Like, they're really going to, oh, they got a chance to get in. They got a chance to get in. And those teams haven't put up any, resume-wise, what Arkansas has. And then you get Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, and Georgia. Oh, they're in, they're in, they're in. We have the chance to beat all three of those teams. So it just grinds my gears of whenever Arkansas is like, well, they might be, they might have a chance to get in, but these other teams are like, they can get in, they can get in, they can get in with all of these things going on. And I just don't understand why the dynamic seems so weird or different between those teams and then between Arkansas.
Do you watch other games besides Arkansas, Nelson? Because I've listened to plenty of college basketball broadcasts that have mentioned the Razorbacks numerous times on being one of those teams that are probably going to get in.
Yeah, I think that Nelson, one of the things that we fail to do is that our vision sometimes is really tightly focused on just the conference record and conference head-to-head, those kind of things. That's just a fraction of what the selection committee is going to look at. And when you look at Arkansas's November and December, they struggled mightily. And a lot of these teams went 11-0. I mean, Texas and Oklahoma, man, they racked up some great victories, and 2 or 3 more than what Arkansas did in that time as far as quad one.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are part of the discussion with the selection committee that you may not, if you just go back and you'll look at what those teams did in the non-conference and how strong their resume looks in that area of their schedule. They played down a little bit in the conference, but those games early in the season, they count too.
Yeah. Hey, quick word before we go for Gaston's White River Resort. The White River, Clay tells us all the time, reminds us what a special place it is, not only in Arkansas, but really all of North America for trophy browns and rainbows. And Gaston's is the premier place to stay when you're going to the White River. They got 80 private cabins and lodges, and they are taking reservations right now through the end of the year. So if you've got a special weekend, a date, a family vacation, something on your calendar that you want to do something new and different, how about Gaston's for that week or weekend? 870-431-5202 is the number. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
It's Fast Break Friday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Land off a screen, top of the circle, buries the three-pointer.
Spring camping season is here. Don't miss the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to attend the NWA RV Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th, 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway, Rogers.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Make a shot!
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. This is the best time of year to save on a great selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus, act now and take advantage of
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
In every generation, there are those who question the status quo. Questions like, why can't chicken be slow roasted? Why can't I have shredded purple cabbage? Why can't my quesadilla have cheese inside and out? And where's my avocado verde salsa? The new era of chicken is here to stay. The Cantina Chicken Menu. Only at Taco Bell.
It's back, the Ultimate Challenge at Lewis Automotive, and it's bigger than ever.
We're on a mission to sell 555 vehicles in the month of March, no matter what it takes. We've got more than 1,000 vehicles to choose from, more than $2 million in discounts, and we're not holding anything back. All month long, get up to $20,000 off MSRP or 0% financing on select models.
Payments start at $199 a month.
Find the ultimate selection, the ultimate discounts, the ultimate financing, and the ultimate amount for your trade.
Only at the Lewis Automotive Group's Ultimate Challenge.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie.
Dad talked much about that at all. 3 o'clock today, Arkansas will take on Portland. You got the typical pitching rotation that you've had here in these last couple days, or these last couple weeks, I should say. And Kahil Loy, guys, is hitting the nation's best, 566 or 556. Clay, he sure has been a find, hadn't he?
26 RBI and about that many at bats. I mean, you just got to do the math. I mean, you can't continue on that pace, and you'd expect next weekend when they go to Oxford, he's probably gonna see a little better pitching. The big story today will be, what does Gabe Gackle look, because he's he wasn't throwing strikes in the game that he pitched. I guess it was against Kansas State in Arlington. And then he just flat out got knocked around in his last outing. They came back and won 11-10, but he gave up a bunch of runs in maybe 3 innings. It just didn't look like the guy that they thought was, preseason SEC pitcher of the year. They changed a few things. They were a little coy on what it is exactly they changed, but apparently he was hitting the same spot in the strike zone with a lot of different pitches. I mean, they're strikes, but the hitters can go up there and they can look for that pitch in that zone, take it the other way, or do things. If you know exactly where a pitch is going to be, it really changes the dynamics of.
Well, hopefully
hitter.
he has a better outing today. Clay, hate to cut you short. Get baseball and action all weekend, and the Great American Conference Championship coming up on Sunday as well here at Fort Smith Southside.
Show and Outdoor Party, April 12th and 13th at 5102 West Pauline Whitaker Parkway in Rogers, just behind Newt's. Sponsored by 2 of the state's largest RV dealers, Wheels RV and Moix RV. With brands you love like Grand Design, Jayco, Brinkley, Flagstaff, Coachman, Catalina, Vibe, and Winnebago, and on-site financing available. There will be a variety of vendors and bounce house for the kids and so much more. So make plans now to